Hey kids, welcome to an exciting episode of the Tipsy Irishman. At least we hope it's exciting. We have some special things here for you. I'm not involved in it, so I'm going to let him tell us what it is.
We got a Buffalo Trace experimental when we were up in Kentucky the other week. So we talked about it in a previous show. We were up there for the football game. We hopped down to the Buffalo Trace Distillery. I traveled with a bunch of buddies that have done this before. They were very savvy. We had booked a tour for 11. And if you were in line at the distillery and have a tour booked, they will come and pull you out of that line to make sure that you make your tour. So they actually pulled us out of line at like 10:15 and let us go into the shop to buy things ahead of everyone else, so that we could get to our tour.
Some people off.
I mean, this wasn't a crazy release. Like there was still I got pictures. There were still probably 300 something people in line. Like it was a big, long, snaky
I've seen that line.
Walt Disney World style line.
I know they get a text like once a month that line.
Yeah.
from the distillery.
But that was a really, really smart thing because in the tour we did was I forget, it was dirt cheap. They take you upstairs and they let you try a couple different espressos.
You pay for the tour though, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't expensive. Man.
I'm saying that's probably why they do that, so
so you don't miss out on what's in being dropped at this early. So this is Buffalo Trace Experimental Collection. This one is odd. I don't know a ton about the experimental collections, but this one specifically is just regular Buffalo Trace, but it was aged in a 500-liter barrel, where regular bourbon barrels are 200 liters. So it was more than two. It was like 2.5 times the size of in a normal barrel. So theoretically, there's less contact with the wood, right? There's less liquid contact with the wood. There's a bunch of other data in here that I'm not sure is one-to-one with regular Buffalo Trace. So they did say that it is number 4 char. It is 8 year, 9 months old. So it's a little bit older than regular Buffalo Trace. I think regular Buffalo Trace is between 6 and 8. But it is still 90 proof. It's still in the same warehouses. But this was distilled in 2012. It was barreled in 2012, which means it was put in the bottles in 2021, and they just released it in the distillery a month ago. And we asked the tour guide about that. I was like, he's like, dude, there's no rhyme or reason. He's like, honestly, they probably just found the cases of it. So recently the distillery flooded the distillery shop and everything. The river had, and he's like, honestly, dude, they may have just found it. And this, he's like, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. Small bottle, I believe this is 200 milliliter.
375.
Is it 375?
It looks like a
375.
It's a pint.
I'm
a professional.
So this is a fresh crack. Ooh, that's a good crack.
That's a beautiful thing. I love that sound.
They didn't have this for pours at the distillery. It was buy it only. The other thing they had out, they had each other small batch, and they had Blanton's out. I didn't buy the Blanton's because the Blanton's at the distillery was still like $74.99 or something. It was still too much money. I think the small batch was $59.99. I'm not mad about that for small batch. And I had been running out because a couple buddies needed some. So these experimentals are all different. There's no real. It's not like they're following like a roadmap or anything, and you can kind of work your way through it. It is what it is. That's the experimental collection. It's Buffalo Trace doing.
It's a bunch of guys getting in there going, let's try this.
Let's see if it works.
You know what? I think that's a good idea. Let's try it.
We're gonna bounce it off.
We're gonna put this back on.
Yeah, we're gonna bounce it off the regular Buffy Trace, right? I mean, that's it. This is the Buffalo Trace experimental, much larger barrel. Theoretically speaking,
color looks about the same.
Yeah, you would think it'd be a little thinner because, like I said, it's less contact with the wood. When you get to that size, right? When you're talking about a 500-liter barrel, the barrel is so damn big and so round. There's less. There's only so much contact surface, right, of the inside of the barrel. So, at least in my mind, it would impart less flavors. I don't know, but that's kind of why they did it.
Doesn't it bleed though? So
it still breathes in and out, but it's still less direct contact, and they don't rotate the barrel. So, like wine companies will physically like rotate barrels so that the wine moves around in there.
Learn something new every day, kids.
So the experimental's on the right, and the regular Buffy Trace is in the middle. Both 90 proof.
Love the smell. Not gonna lie, that's delicious.
Yeah, it smells great. I mean, it smells like Buffalo Trace.
Something else though. There's something else. This has way more smell on it, I
think the experimental is a little more.
It smells more ethanol-y, which is stupid, I know, but that's what it smells like.
It does have a little bit more ethanol. You're right. It's definitely noticeable when you do it one off. You can't really tell, but side by side, There's a little bit more ethanol, and it's more vanilla forward.
Yes.
Like that
There's
smells
a spice
like.
in there too. I think it feels like, smells like. Also, I don't think the Buffalo to me has a really great hello, but the flavor is there.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything exceptional
This is
off the
way
nose for
different,
Buffalo
yeah.
Trace. It's a $30 bottle of 90 proof whiskey.
That's interesting. I'm getting some fruit notes too.
It's curious. I honestly should have poured this next to like E.H. Taylor or something because
Maybe. Yeah.
it might have confused me. You're right. It is a little more ethanol forward.
I would think if you put this with an E.H. Taylor and a blind, you might be confused. That's from the smell.
The other thing to consider here is this is fresh crack, and this is a 1 liter bottle that's been open, so it's got way more air on it.
For a minute, yeah.
Yeah, I've had this bottle open for probably 3 or 4 months, so it's had more air on it. So maybe we let this one kind of sit and air out. It might lose some of that ethanol
Right.
nose to it. It may be see a symptom of the fresh crack. But let's see. Cheers.
Cheers, my friends. Well, it's delicious. We're gonna throw that out there right there. That is very, very viscous. Really coated me good.
It is good. It's
a different than that to me. It's different. Like
I'm gonna have to do it side by side because I think it's a little thinner. But I haven't had Buffalo Trace in a while, so that's the whole point of the side by side. I think
I have had a lot of Buffalo Trace. Thank you, Walmart.
Clear my palate out. I think it's a little thinner than regular Buffalo Trace. That's just my first impression. It's very tasty. It's very sweet. It's
Very good. Very
traditional, rye bourbon.
Could you, without smelling it, could you pick that up out of a lineup for the flavor?
Probably
smelling it, yes.
Probably not. Yeah, that's really good. This is way more.
It feels like there's more going on.
There is, and I hate to use this word, but it's smooth. Like it is smooth. It's not harsh by any stretch of the imagination, but the flavors are very pointy. But the flavors in this are rounded, and that sounds like a dumb thing to say, but
that makes sense.
This is sharp and vibrant in what you're tasting, and this is more kind of rounded and smooth and more well put together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This tastes like regular Buffalo Trace, which again is one of my favorite budget bourbons. I keep Buffalo Trace on hand at all times. Actually, just off camera over here, I have every size Buffalo Trace from the 175 down to the airplane bottle, sitting on a barrel head. I think Buffalo Trace is great for the price.
When you can get it for the right price.
Yeah, I don't overpay for Buffalo Trace, but that's curious because
I hate to say this right now. I'd rather drink this right now than drink this right now. That's just, I'm not hating on Buffalo. I got a case of it.
Oh man. So I did pick up something on this one that I don't generally get in the Buffalo Trace line, and that's that grape that I think people call it the Buffalo Trace grape. I don't generally get it out of regular shelf Buffalo Trace.
There's fruit going on that all day.
Yeah, I get it a lot out of like the H. Taylor single barrels. I get a lot of that grapey in that. I think that's what the fruit is on this. Mm-hmm. I think it's that standard Buffalo Trace grape, which is curious that in a larger barrel
I think you get more
aging process,
too. A little more.
A little pop
on this, a little more. Yeah.
Yeah, it's curious
that it's just smooth. This is just smooth. This is something else. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Babbling.
I would love to see other distillers do the same thing, right? To try to figure out what the larger barrel does, because I wonder if that's why the notes to me are softer, because it's less contact with what you're still picking up. It's the same mash bill, it's in the same warehouse, same style of barrels. I'm still getting very similar notes, but they are different. They are better. It is better out of this than it is out of that. I also didn't get to ask the guy, and he may not have even known. I would have loved to have known what the loss was. I wonder if in the larger barrels they experience more loss over the aging process, which is why they don't. Or maybe it's just a size thing for the 200 liter barrels. It's just the standard size that gets made, and it's what everything else is made around, right? It's what rick houses are designed to. It's what the transportation is designed to.
It's the same percentage no matter what size the barrel is.
I know it's not, because the buddies that do the home finishing, they lose almost 40%. And that's on their counter, and that's
any size that they do?
In the 5 liters, the little 5 liter barrels, they get a big loss. And that's over that's
quite a bit.
That's over a couple of weeks.
That's like a bottle.
Like you'll put in 6 bottles.
You're going to lose a bottle of that, whatever you put in.
Generally, they hold 6 bottles, and you get like 3.5 to 4 out. Like it's a lot, and it ain't leakage, right? Because they seal them with the wax on the outside, and they soak them in the water, and they do all the right things.
That's crazy.
Which is why a lot of the home finishing stuff, they don't finish longer than a few weeks because the evaporation is so intense. I don't know if that has to do with the barrel size. So I'm wondering if on the larger barrels they experience less evaporation or more. Or I wonder what the yield is. I don't think they tell you how many barrels or how many bottles they actually got out of this.
That's interesting.
Because it is still
That's a lot of loss.
small batched. Yeah, we wanted to see the effect of the barrel size had on the finished product. Considering we used bourbon in 2 larger barrels. So they did a 250 expression and a 500 expression. This is the 500 expression. They did it on the same floor for the same amount of time to see what the difference was. Oh, this is so funny because the distiller has the exact. I wish we would have read this first. It would have made more sense. So the standard
It's a
barrel.
learning process.
Standard barrel is 200 liters. They did the experiment in a 250 liter and a 500 liter. Ours is the 500. And what they said about the 250 is that it had distinctive flavor profile that was similar to the control, so similar to a regular 200 liter Buffalo Trace barrel. Where the 500 liter had a lighter finish, and it was altering the balances between the oak and the recipe, which is just what we talked about, how it's a very similar flavor, but it's softer and rounded and better, honestly.
Charred white oak.
Yeah.
I think I will take a picture of this and I will add it to the end of this video so you can read it too.
Yeah, there's a ton of statistics on the front of it. I'm a bit of a nerd for the things like that. So they talked about the char and the type of oak and how long the staves were air dried and
we have you here.
all these things that
we're just that quality.
You're right, that the whiskey nerds are into. This is not what we were necessarily after by going to Buffalo Trace, but it was on the Sunday on the way back to the airport.
It's a unique, different. Yeah,
we're gonna pop in and give it a shot, and as always, I open everything. Right, I'm not gonna sit on bottles just for the heck of it. So there's one bottle I have that's unopened, and that's
really in the back.
I have a 13th Colony Double Oak that I have not opened, and I
used to have a lot back there in the vault that he has.
Oh, those are extras, though. That's not if I have extra, obviously I'm not going to open all my extras. There's nothing unique back there.
There used to be.
There used to be, but it's all open.
I'm just
now.
busting them. I'm just busting on them.
But yeah, that's a cool bottle. I
like it.
I think we paid $59 for it. Don't quote me on that. I could call some of the buddies that were on the trip with me, and I think it was $59.
That's a lot for a pint.
That is a lot for a half bottle, right? So that's the equivalent of paying $120 for Buffalo Trace that was aged in a larger barrel. But for me, and I've said this on the show a million times, I want to support the distilleries that are doing cool stuff like this. It's why I'm a big fan of Jack Daniel's. I mean, the way that they are doing the toasted and the twice barreled rye and the American single malt and all the special releases they've been doing, they're experimenting. They're getting out of their core product line and they're doing different things. That is,
thank God,
what we're talking about here. Yeah, the core product line is not great, but a lot of the other stuff they're doing is phenomenal. This is pretty cool.
I'm a fan again, so yes, absolutely.
I believe this was only released for the one day we were there. I haven't, because if any of y'all on Facebook, there's a group called What's at Buffalo Trace Today, and they
that's the one I'm on.
They post every day like what was released in the store that day. If you're curious, like I said, there's no way.
And then there's just the Buffalo Trace distillery.
Yeah, but they're always a little later. The What's on Buffalo Trace people are posting from the line out front, like they're literally taking pictures from outside the distillery.
Like, look at this shit.
So if you're planning a trip up there, you really can't plan around this. You don't know when things are. Like I said, they sat on this for 4 years. It's been bottled for 4 years, and then they finally released it.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
I'm going to tell you though, I think if we put it up against a small batch and a blind, I think some people would have a problem getting it.
We did a Sazerac or a Buffalo Trace low proof blind. Everything under 100 proof a couple months ago. And believe it or not, a lot of the Blanton's products came out in the higher end, either 1 or 2, which is great because my buddies like to bust my chops about loving Blanton's, and then you put it in a blind and it crushes. Buffalo Trace in that blind, regular Buffalo Trace in the blind that we had it in out of 5 offerings came in 3rd. So it came in right in the middle for what we were drinking in that round. Buffalo Trace always scores well. And again, for $30, it's just really hard to beat. It's just a really, really good pour.
If you can get it for 30.
If you live in the middle of nowhere and they're charging $89 for it, holler and I'll ship you a bottle. Like, you don't be paying that. That's outrageous. But
if you're in the Florida area, Seminole County, Walmart
Yeah, 20,
all day. You walk out $28.88. That's a beautiful price.
2088? Is it that?
28.88.
2888. Yeah.
Under 30.
Yeah, under 30
You
bucks.
get Buffalo Trace under 30, it's worth the drive wherever you gotta go all day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I keep one open at all times. It's a really good bottle to grab, and it's delicious. This is cool. If you're interested, you're probably going to have to source it from secondary at this point, which is a bummer. I wouldn't pay the secondary price on this. The experimentals, I think, are moving somewhere around the $150, $200 range. Yeah, because again, if it's something you're after, it only drops that one day.
I know, but
yeah, it ain't worth it. I wouldn't spend that
for this
kind of
size,
money.
I'm just saying for this size, if it was a full bottle,
Even then,
maybe,
not for me.
maybe.
I'm just not that dude that's gonna, because at the end of the day, it is Buffalo Trace finished in a larger barrel.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. And
it's weird that it's so different though. It's very.
It is. It's very good. It's very good. I'm gonna throw it on the. I'll throw it on the shelf next time we have buddies over. I'll slip it in and get and kind of pick everybody's brain on it and see what they think.
I think we got to throw a small batch at them, and we'll see who can pick out the right one. We'll put them against a small batch.
I believe they're different mash bills. I'd have to double check.
I think they would mess them up.
Good.
They would confuse them at least.
Yeah, the blinds usually catch a lot of people off guard. But anyway, very cool. Support the distilleries that are doing cool stuff. That's all I can say. Buffalo Trace is one of the largest distilleries in the world. They are the Disneyland of distilleries. Like when you go there, it's huge and there's tours and it's very conglomerate and touristy, and it wasn't as fun to me as some of the craft distilleries. We stopped at New Riff on our way back from Cincinnati, and we had a blast at New Riff.
Nice.
But if they're if the distillery you enjoy is doing weird stuff like this, support it. It's cool, and it's definitely unique and different, and it's just something cool to have on the shelf.
It definitely is cool. That being said, my friends, like you said, if you can find it, you want to pay it, go get it. Make sure you have a drink for him and me, and because we're gonna definitely have a drink for you and us too. And also, you've got 3 seconds in your life, not even 3 seconds. Just hit the like and subscribe. We won't sell you anything, we promise. That's not what you want us to do. We can talk about that too. When I come on the show, get with me. If you know me, you can find out how to get a hold of me. With that being said, we'll see you on the next one, kids. Thanks for stopping by.